Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, we've got Rito Hlungwani and Neethling Fouche here. Rito, good to be home. Happy with that win on Saturday, I'm sure.
Yeah, very happy to be home. It's always nice to play in front of the faithful. Yeah, it was also so nice to have a lot of people at the stadium. It's something we'd love to see going forward.
Yeah, obviously we had the 2023 champs. Now we've got the 2024 champs coming this weekend. So another big game.
Yeah, another massive game. And like I always say, we urge all our people, all the spectators, all the supporters to come support us out in Stellenbosch.
Neethling, what can people expect in Stellenbosch as an Omati? You're looking forward to the occasion?
Yeah, I mean, it's firstly nice to be able to drive 10 minutes to work, so that's going to be nice. But yeah, I mean, every time we play in Stellenbosch, it's just an incredible atmosphere. I mean, you run out there as a player, you look at the mountains, and, the vibe is just going to be good. So we're looking forward. The surf is always also a lucky one for the game that we want to play. So looking forward to it.
And we've got, Rita said, early kickoff. So your daughter will have had her nap, would be perfect. She'll be ready
Perfect,
for the game.
Yeah, I mean, perfect. So maybe we'll get the nap in, so ready to come and support Daddy at 2:00.
Lekker. Okay, guys. See, Leeton's got his hand up. Go for it, Leeton.
Hi, Mikey. Thank you. Rito, hi there. Hi, Nietas. Hope you guys are well. Rito, just on the performance, Dobbo didn't say what he said in the change room, but you guys must be pleased with just the response, especially up front first, and then creating the space for the guys to patiently attack it at the back. You guys must be happy with what transpired in that last 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's very happy. Thought maybe first half there was a few moments where we felt we were not as good as we wanted to be, so we got a good response second half. Still not the perfect sort of, it's not the perfect performance, but there was good improvement, which we were quite happy with.
And then this week becomes all that more challenging. We saw how Glasgow in that last 5 minutes, I mean, to salvage a bonus point and then get 2 points out of that Sharks match. It shows that they're willing to fight to the end, and they'll be happy even if it's they celebrated the 2 points as if they won the game.
Yeah, look, Glasgow is a very good side, well-coached team, very organized. So it's definitely going to be a massive challenge for us. And I'm sure they've got certain goals that they want to achieve on this tour, and clearly making sure they get some points. On Saturday was one of them. But yeah, very good, well-drilled side. It's going to be a massive challenge for us.
And then just for you guys, Rito, for you still, Dobbo spoke about how important those changes on tour were, but somewhere you have to, the changes in the team now, somewhere you have to start building those combinations and that continuity. There was a couple of changes again this past week. Just what's the discussion amongst the coaches on how the team will look? I see Nietas is sporting a nice shiner there, and we also know France is back. So just what was the talk among the coaches ahead of this week?
Yeah, look, we do want to build that continuity. We want to make sure the combinations start coming nicely together. And in saying that, there are certain positions where we feel we might need a small adjustment, but the overall picture for us, we're looking more and more to build that cohesion. Not saying that there won't be one or two changes, but it'll be sort of, to either get a better last 20, a better last 30, but starting wise and running off, we probably chase more continuity more than anything.
Neethling, just for you, hopefully the weather is altyd lente daar in Stellenbosch on Saturday. But just how good is it for the team to play in the conditions that you want to play in? Hopefully the Dani Craven is better. I know the soccer was moved because they were fixing the pitch after last season. But how good is it to have that sort of dry underfoot, especially for the scrums also, but also for your backline?
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's for us forwards, it's nice when the backs get to cook. The boys there at the back doing their thing. So that's like I say, it's always nice when we're playing at Donny Craven because you know what the surface is going to be like. 2 o'clock. It's going to probably be a dry ball. So no, I mean looking forward to that. I was fortunate enough to play a season there, and I just know how quality it is, for scrumming, mauling, for all court rugby. So hopefully it will also be a nice spectacle, for the fans coming out, playing against Glasgow, the defending champions. I mean, you're not the champions. You don't get there by luck. So I mean, we know what the challenges that lies before us, and really excited to get stuck into the work and preparation.
Just lastly, it took a bit of time for the scrum to get going forward. You guys looked a bit baffled with some of the calls there on Saturday. But are you feeling that you guys are finally starting to understand the picture that the ref wants from you? Whether it's the right one or the wrong one, if I can say it like that. Are you guys getting into it after the last say 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, again, like we always, the last couple of weeks, tell the guys, scrumming, it's obviously very close to my heart, and it's not something that just the continuity doesn't just come. It takes a couple of weeks, for the guys to actually start finding each other. So we knew that we weren't, going to be probably at our best, first couple of games, but as long as we training in the right direction, and there was a couple of things that we wanted out of this game, scrum wise, and we got it. Sometimes at the start of the game, you might feel like, the decisions isn't really going our way, but also, that it's our responsibility as starters to keep, punching at that wall, and try and tie out the other packs, and then second half, it might open up a little bit more. So, I was actually quite happy with the performance. We like we said, we have very high standards, and now it's just to keep on building, on that.
Thank you, guys.
Cool, thanks, Leeton. Stephen is next. Go for it, Steve.
Thank you very much. Hi, guys. Rito, I want to take some issue with you guys when you say it wasn't a great performance, because I look at it, the momentum swings in the game. You guys got over the momentum swings, turned it back in your favor. Last 10 minutes, you were a cut above Munster. So don't you actually feel, on reflection, that there are very good things looking at this game, just in terms of the guys reacted and when they needed to react?
Yeah, Stephen, look, I have to say Munster is a very good side. They've come out here, they've beaten us in the final, we hadn't won against them. So it was a tough game, getting into it even mentally. So yeah, as much as we're happy with the win, there's a few things that little goals that we'd set for ourselves that were achieved. At the same time, like I said, it wasn't the perfect performance. There's still a lot of room for improvement that we expect from ourselves. But yeah, I think on the bigger picture, we are happy with the win and the points that we got. And just to finish off, lots of room for improvement.
Rito, and then just obviously you must be chuffed with the scrums. Now, reflecting on the lineouts, I guess it's the two ways of seeing it, because I think both sides were very aggressive in terms of contesting one another's ball. So maybe, one should look at it from that perspective, that maybe Munster was sort of maybe a bit more aggressive, in the lineouts than what you've experienced to date. I mean, do you kind of see the loss of some balls there in perspective, or was it for you not really acceptable.
Yeah, look, Stephen, I think it was more our issues rather than the pressure they put on us. There wasn't any balls which they stole. Whereas on the other side of the ball, we stole quite a bit. So it was more just our timing, this week, we had a little bit of change in caller. JD hadn't started calling in the first 2-3 games. He called only in the back end of the game. Ruben was on the bench. So just some small little, timing issues which are easy to fix on our side. So that's pretty much how we look at it. Things that we can control. That's pretty much about it. It's things that not necessarily the pressure they put on us, but more a timing thing which we sort of didn't get as well as we usually get, especially on tour. I think we'd gone about 46 lineouts without losing one. So it's things which you're aware of, and we would definitely know how to sort of make it better.
Has JD maybe given you something in the lineouts, maybe, lifted your lineout play a bit in terms of from a contesting point of view? Because JD seems to have been just from, as a spectator, JD seems to have added quite a lot.
Oh, massive, Stephen. I cannot even begin to sort of emphasize the weight and the quality that he's brought in terms of especially our defensive lineup. The amount of time we spend on contesting lineout is sort of balanced with the amount of time we spend on our taking lineout. The amount of analysis is sort of risen to that level. It's something it takes lots of pride in, and it's definitely given us a little bit nudge up in terms of how we contest, and it's improved quite a lot compared to the past couple of years. And I'm quite excited to see how far he's going to push it. Yeah, so he's quite passionate about the contesting lineout, even though he loves calling at times, but he's taken the role of, him and Adri, taking the role of addressing contesting lineout, defending lineouts, and making sure that the standards is very similar, or the amount of attention we give on our taking lineout is the same as we give on our defensive lineout. So he's really, really improved us quite a lot there.
It's interesting also that you guys aren't afraid to contest near your line. I mean, because some teams would, rather set themselves up for, a defense for them all. But it's very interesting that you guys are quite brave in terms of where you contest.
Yeah, I think, Stephen, a lot of teams are doing that quite well now. We're playing Glasgow this weekend. They are probably one of the best contesting sides in the competition. I mean, if you look at our personnel, we've got Marcel, who's a good jumper. We've got Andre, we've got JD, we've got Ruben, Ben, Jason Dixon. So sometimes it would be wrong of us not to not utilize their speed and height to put opposition lineouts under pressure. So it's just a matter of getting it right when to do it. But it's a weapon which we're starting to use better and better, and we're quite happy with how it's progressing going forward.
And Rita and Dobbo mentioned that Damien and Warwick took some heavy knocks on the weekend. And how are they tracking? And also, can we assume that France and Marnie, are they partaking full on in training?
Yeah. We haven't had our full session yet today, Stephen. We've had a lot of meetings, a lot of recovery massages. So we haven't trained yet. But at the moment, all those names that you've mentioned are available to train.
Neethling, Glasgow, obviously they bring some, Scottish internationals to the, to the scrum. And so how do you feel about the challenge this weekend?
Yeah, Stevie, Glasgow's got a good scrum. Again, I don't think you win a final without having a good scrum. We watched the scrum against the Sharks on the weekend, and we saw that they gave a good account of themselves, and that's against Oxbongi, Vince, Evan, so now we know we have to be ready on the weekend. We are gonna have to be at our best. So, but yeah, again, that's what you want as a prop. You want to come up against the international guys and test yourself. And so looking forward to that. I don't know how many scrums it's going to be in a dry game like that. We might be searching for that. As props might, maybe if they pass to me, I'll knock it, and then we can have this. just make sure we get a scrum in there. So, but yeah, no, looking forward.
And yet, does it look like, just from a psychological perspective, you guys looked extremely switched on the weekend. I almost look at that try that Marcel scored, like that awareness, incredible awareness, and it seemed like there was a big desire also.
Yeah.
Can we expect that from you guys this weekend? How determined are you to sort of get your campaign into a situation where you're in a position of strength?
I mean, we're going into a 3 or 4 week break after this, so there's no reason for us not to leave everything out there on the field on Saturday. So just more of that intensity, and it's for us to play in front of our fans. We don't ever take it lightly. We know that us pitching up on a Saturday, giving a nice performance that lifts the people of Cape Town. It lifts our Stormers supporters. It makes their day better, makes their weekend better. So it doesn't go by us. We understand the massive responsibility that we have to inspire and just put faces on the people. So again, hopefully this weekend, the people will come out to Stellenbosch. Let's fill up the stadium. And hopefully we can, put out a nice performance for our fans.
And we mentioned Stellenbosch, and I think you guys have a very good record there, actually. But there's something extraordinary about the Cape Town Stadium, like for you guys at DHL Stadium. But for you guys at critical times, it seems to become a little bit of a pressure cooker. And you guys sort of almost, it feels like sometimes deep in the game, you have a tendency to grow an extra leg. I mean, do you expect to have that in the Darnie Craven as well?
Yeah, I mean that's almost the challenge that we want to put out, in front of our fans. Is just go out, buy those tickets. Let's fill up the stadium. I think it's about 17,000 capacity, and I mean it's such a nice vibe, the mountains, and there'll probably be a few cold beers going around. So
500 free beers for the first.
First 500 guys at pitch off get free beers. So if they want beer, they can have Coke as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, we just want our fans to come out. We know it's, as a fan, you watch our tour maybe, and you think our performances wasn't up to scratch. We as players know that, and it's about us just almost playing towards the potential that we know we can as a team. And this weekend against Munster was again a step in the right direction. It's not the perfect picture by any case, but we just want to go out this weekend and even put out a nicer performance going into this break. Just leave our fans with a nice taste in the mouth.
And your scrum culture, it almost seems to look like it's getting stronger. I mean, it's just amazing what you guys produced on the weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Stevie. It's like I always say, it's it's about eight guys buying in, and I can't go forward. Joseph can't go forward. Steve can't go forward without JD and Ruben and Andre. KK at the back. It's an 8-man performance. We like to look ourselves, look each other in the eye before each scrum, and just know that you're going to give your best now, and not let anyone down. So yeah, no, I'm very happy, with the performance, and we had a nice scrum there in a pressure moment where we had to get the momentum back, and the guys delivered. So yeah, looking forward to working with these guys going ahead in the season.
Rito, Neethling just mentioned there Keke, and he was looking at the stats, he was quite a frequent ball carrier on the weekend as well, good ball carrier. And how have you experienced, what are your initial thoughts on Keke now that he's getting a bit of getting a few games under his belt?
Yeah, I think Stephen has been very impressive. Hard worker, doesn't talk a lot, but the amount of work he goes through in a match is really, really impressive. Very good ball carrier, plays to the ball as well. He's got very good skills when it comes to poaching. It's quite a big unit, so tough to move once he gets over the ball. Very, very impressed, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, playing more and more and putting himself in a position, especially, defensively to poach, because he's quite good at it. Does that really well at training, but in terms of attack, ball carry is very powerful, always makes meters. If you watch his post-contact meters, really, really impressive. So I'm quite happy with how he's going.
Thank you very much. Nee, as my net 'n vryskop vra in die kwart gebied nie, né? Ek dink jy reëls het verander.
Okay, thanks, Stephen. Guys, we've got one from Francois, and then we're going to have to leave it there. These guys have got a meeting to get to. So yes, Francois.
Okay, yeah, just two from me, Mike. Thank you. Rito, just an injury update, if there are any, and then just with Damien putting up a fantastic show at Flyer and Mani available this week. Just your comments about the thinking of how you solve that bit of a lekker kops here there at Flyer with Mani back.
I think from the weekend, the only guy who's not available to train is T, but I think the rest of the guys came through the game quite nicely. As you know, I'm the forwards coach. I don't select the backs, but I'll just tell Davis Neyman to put all of them on the field and they'll figure it out.
Thanks, Rito.
Cool. Last one, guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on Wednesday.
Thank you.
That are coming through. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.